Hello, AFFCU. We are going to go through the video presentation of the wonderful employee benefits package. My name is Ben Hallback. I work for a company called Hub. It is our team's responsibility to make sure that what ends up in between the beginning and the end of this presentation is the best possible value for the cheapest possible price, both for you and for the organization. I'm going to pull up my screen here and share it with you, and we will walk through all of this guide. Now, don't get nervous. It's not going to be a 4-hour meeting. It's 32 pages. There's some great late night reading material towards the back of here. And what we'll be covering today is medical HSA accounts, FSA, DCA, lots of letters. Insurance people love acronyms, telehealth, dental, vision, life and disability, and COBRA means you can take it with you if you leave. Couple housekeeping items. The only time you can make a change is when you are a brand new hire or if you're inside of open enrollment. If you're a returning employee or you are not inside open enrollment, excuse me, then you need to have one of these qualified life events, marriage, divorce, birth of a baby, things of that nature in the middle of the year to change your election. So these are the reasons the IRS tells all of us you can change what you chose during open enrollment or a new hire, but in general, what you pick sticks for a year. We are moving to Blue Cross. That's the biggest item. So fill all Humana prescriptions. This is going to run through the end of this year, 2023. Can't believe it's that already. And make sure you get any last doctor's appointments underneath Humana, because starting January 1st, we want you to have your ID card in time. Because it's with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So we're going to go on the Blue Choice PPO. That is their biggest and widest, biggest and baddest network. I don't anticipate very many problems from that perspective, but it doesn't necessarily mean that literally every single doctor or hospital is inside their network, but it is their largest and they're all over the place. So we're moving to Blue. We have 2 plan designs. Okay. We've got an HSA eligible account or a health savings account style. This one has a higher deductible of $4,500. Preventative services, those are annual mammograms, pap smears, childhood immunizations, things like that. Those are covered $0. Now you're going to see these copays, but I want to highlight all HSAs work this way. It's after the deductible. So you only get a copay. It's a flat rate. That's all a copay is after you meet this deductible. That's the way all HSAs work. That's not new. This is just the time to communicate that information, because that's what we're doing here. You have a total out-of-pocket, worst case scenario, $6,900 on an individual basis. And so, God forbid, the bill is really, really, really large. You have a max amount of financial exposure January to December for covered in-network services. Everything that you pay when you stay inside the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Blue Choice PPO network tracks towards this out-of-pocket and towards this deductible. So anything that you pay does apply towards these numbers. So those are all in numbers, and you are paying these copays like right here, 5, 15, excuse me, 50 and 100, but it's after the deductible. That's just the way HSAs work. I'm going to come back to the PPO in just a second, but what I want to show you is there's a cost difference between the HSA and the buy-up plan, and we'll talk about the reasons for that. The other thing that I want to highlight while we're on the HSA portion, AFFCU generously puts in $1,200 into your HSA account. Check it out. You can put the difference of $1,200 between $1,200 and $4,150 into your account. You can put in more if you're family. If you're full meal deal, you can put in more, but the organization puts in $1,200 a year into a bank account in your name if you're on the HSA account. If you don't spend that money, it's there. That's the way HSAs work. It is a rainy day savings vehicle if you no longer use it. Okay, that's the first plan. The second plan is a buy-up option. It has the PPO, same network as on both. Preventative services, same preventative services, covered at $0. This is copay both before and after the deductible. So one of the reasons why this buy-up plan is a buy-up plan is you've got a lower deductible, $2,500 as opposed to $4,500. You've got a lower out-of-pocket max, $5,500 as compared to $6,900. And I just use the individual charge just to make it a little simpler in these, but the amounts are different if you're carrying family. But you have copays on this plan. So this is the HSA plan and the other is the copay plan. 35 and 70 office visit, both before and after the deductible. And then you've got copays on prescription drugs, both before and after the deductible. So depending on what the drug is, you'll be on a different copay tier. And you'll have an urgent care copay of $75 and retail clinic, kind of like a doc in a box, of $35. So the buy-up plan has a lower overall exposure. It has a lower deductible, and it's got copays for doctors, for urgent care, and for prescription drugs. That's the reason why it is more expensive in terms of the premium that comes out of your paycheck. One of the biggest, I should say, public service announcements. The way that Blue Cross does things, they do it for prescriptions. CVS is not in the network. So if you go there, that is a non-preferred. See what I'm highlighting right there? That's a non-preferred provider. Can you go there? Yes, you're just going to pay more for it. They are not in the preferred network. Preferred network is HEB, Walgreens, Walmart, Sam's, Brookshire's, Access Health. CVS went through a big merger with Aetna a couple of years ago. Surprise, surprise, they are not in the Blue Cross and Blue Shield network. Okay, a couple of infomercial type marketing slicks. See how happy she is? You want to have Blue Cross with you wherever you go. She's got her phone and Blue Cross is with her phone. So you can download the app, you can text a number. It is an easy way to get set up within their system. This slide is called Covered. It's new to you. Guess what? It's also an app. Just because we knew you needed another app. It's a great way to search coupon codes. It's kind of like a GoodRx on steroids. So check out Covered. This is a hub offering. We're really excited to release this to our clients. It just searches for coupons, and I love coupons. So check it out. Download Covered, plug in your stuff, and see if you can get it for cheaper. This is the slide on the HSA. Already covered that. Now, okay, it's going to get a little confusing, but it'll get clear. I promise. If you're on the copay plan, you can also have a pre-tax way to squirrel some money away. So that's called a flexible spending account. There are pros and cons to an FSA, flexible spending account. The biggest reason why it's awesome is if you payroll deduct $3,200, you don't have to elect that amount. It can be up to $3,200 out of your paycheck. You get it all lump sum at the beginning. That's the cool part. You know what the not cool part is? Man, you got to submit claims by March 31st of the year after the plan year ends, March 31st, 2025, or you don't get to keep that money. It is a use it or lose it. All FSAs, it's a flexible spending account. It's for known and anticipated upcoming expenses. So for example, I put money on an FSA. I just went through open enrollment just like y'all, and I thoroughly enjoyed the process just like you are right now on this video at this moment. And I put money on my FSA because one of my kiddos needed more orthodontia. So that's a pretty good, I know it's going to happen. So I set aside some money to be able to pay that. It's not taxed. That's what this little graph is showing. If you decrease your taxable income, that's a good thing. You're paying tax on less money. Health Joy is a included feature. It is super great. Super gravy here. 24/7, 365. Download Health Joy. They can help you actually make appointments. You can go to a virtual doctor via Health Joy. all sorts of functionality there. If you have, it's kind of like that acronym, IYK. I can't do it while I'm doing this. If you know, you know, whatever that acronym is. All the young kids these days are using it. If you're, old like me, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a young person, you're making fun of me right now, which is appropriate. If you know, you know. Health Joy is awesome, and download their app. You can scan it. Look at how cool that is. Okay. Public service announcement. You'd have more fun lighting your money on fire than going to a freestanding emergency room when you don't need to. That is an emergency room outside of a hospital setting. When you seek care, doctor, virtual doc, you can go to like a minute clinic type of a place, or there is an emergency room inside a hospital, and then there's kinds that are outside of a hospital. Just know where you're walking into to seek care. Okay, we're going to talk about Guardian Dental. All right, here we go. We have two different plans. Policy number is there. The plan on the left-hand side is super bien because it is so inexpensive. It is an HMO. Here's the way it works. You got to pick a dentist based on usually your home zip code when you enroll. It has a fee schedule, like a defined amount. It's alphabetized. And it is generally anything inside of a dental HMO is going to be like in a Horizon Dental, Castle Dental, not a private practice place like that. This is a great way for somebody to get some dental care, and they're not specific about who, like they don't have to have the same dentist touch their teeth every time. So this is a good option for that kind of person. On the other hand, you've got the PPO, fully networked option. Those are your private practice dentists. Each mouth you covered gets $1,000 that is applied to that mouth. So if you cover yourself and your spouse, it's $1,000 for you, $1,000 for the sweetie. When it says, backtracking a little bit, when it says fee schedule, it just means everything's alphabetized and there's a cost ahead of time that you pay for those services. So you'll actually, we can send it to you if you're interested in looking at it. It's a big old book, and you can go to the, if you have a like a cavity, you'll go to the C's, something like that. The PPO, $1,000 per mouth. So I'll give you an example. I just went in recently and I got my teeth cleaned. Yay, it's a major adulting thing I did. Congratulations. I didn't pay anything for it because that was part of the preventative services, 2 cleanings per year. But if I had a cavity and the cavity was $100, then I would pay my deductible of $50. I'd have a $50 bill left. And because it's a basic service, I'd pay 20% of that $50 or $10, and the $40 that the insurance just paid would reduce that $1,000 annual max. You also get ortho on here. One time though, can't do it continually. Ortho is a great way to use your FSA or your HSA card as well, because it costs more than $1,000. Here's the vision plan also with Guardian. They might ask you what network are you in. You're in the Davis Vision network inside Guardian. Guardian's the carrier. You got a $10 copay, and then you've got a decision to make. Do you want frames and lenses or contacts? They'll give you $120 for the frames, cool guy, cool girl frames, plus 20% off above that. And you'll get a copay if your vision's really good, $25. If your vision is like mine, it's not good, it's terrible. Both my vision and my basketball career peaked in 5th grade and have gone steadily downhill since then. So I'm not getting out for a $25 copay. So it really just depends on your eyesight. And so you'll make frames and lenses or contacts. They'll give you $120. Same deal as the frames, but it's just for contacts. $120, 20% off above that. And they'll do either frames and lenses or contacts, not both at the same time. Cost of there, pretty inexpensive little deal. I have it on my, let's see. Now I've got full family because my 14-year-old, now 14-year-old, needed glasses. She needed some Nike glasses because those are Those are better. How about that? Here's free stuff. I don't want you to have to use it, but everybody gets 2 times your annual salary up to 500,000. When you go into ADP, it will politely annoy you to choose your beneficiary. That's where the proceeds of the life insurance go if you're no longer living. And then voluntary life, it is a very confusing page to look at here. But it's a little easier when you can move a button and they can auto calculate it for you. So I am 43. And so I would be in this rate band. And if I wanted to do the math, I could do that, or I could move a button online and see how much extra life insurance you can get up to 500,000, half of that for your spouse, or up to 10 grand on kiddos. And depending on the amount that you apply, that you sign up for, you may have some paperwork required. That's called evidence of insurability. But the system will alert you whether or not you have to fill out that paperwork or not. I love the fact that I get to tell you this is still the free stuff page, even though we move pages. I know you noticed that. This is disability. Disability insurance is insurance on your paycheck. So look at this. Plan is paid for. Bam. Plan is paid for. Bam. I just love that for an insurance nerd who I have nothing else to do. This is all I do. All day, every day, as I just talk about insurance. Insurance is my favorite. So rarely do I get to say that disability insurance is free to you. It ain't free, but it's free to you, because this is another just really generous portion of the employee benefits package at AFFCU. So here's what it does. Max benefit of $4,100 a week. So this is short term for 9 weeks. Okay, so for a short duration of time, so it's 2/3, 66.67, kicks in on the 31st day. So if you are sick or hurt and you're out of work for more than a month, 31st day kicks in 2/3 of your weekly earnings, up to $4,100 a week for 9 weeks, and it's free to you, which is super cool. Long-term disability kicks in after 90 days, kicks in on the 91st day. If you're sick or hurt, can't come back to work in any capacity, God forbid that should be the case. It protects you up to your Social Security normal retirement age, up to 10 grand a month. And it's the same income replacement, 66.67 of your monthly earnings. So this is just wonderful not to have to pay for. Statistically, you're more likely to get disabled than you are to pass away. It's not a fun topic to talk about or to think about, but this is insurance, and insurance is transference of risk for a premium. So you are the likelihood, however low it might be, which is good, of you becoming sick or hurt and you can't come back to work and earn a paycheck. There's actually an insurance policy that secures that. 66.67 of it anyways, percent of it, and it's paid for by the company. So that's a really good thing. We are still on the free stuff page. Guess what? You can go to counseling 3 times face-to-face from ComPsych. It's free to you. It's paid for by the company. Here's your web ID, Guardian. And then you can go 5 more times. You can go 8 times if you want to. The counseling. So all of you guys, we can call your wives and say, or your girlfriends or whomever, and say, you know what his problem is? He has not been his allotted 8 times to counseling. And that'll solve it. That'll solve it. For the ladies, you're really better at actually processing things. So because you're already smarter, this actually would be a decent way to process more of life's issues. So we've got 2 different resources. Here's the funny part. ComPsych is the vendor, but it's free through Guardian 3 times. It's free through Blue Cross 5 times. How about that? So you got to plug in a different ID number. Premium only plan simply means that any benefit that we can pass from employer to employee without tax, we will do. This is more information on that EAP through Guardian. Yes, it's ComPsych. That's the 3B. And see how, like, you know, stable this woman is. She's just a stable. She looks happy. She's not overly happy. She's not underly happy. See how satisfied these people look? You can look like that too. You just got to go to ComPsych services through Guardian or through Blue Cross. The rest of this information, don't get seasickness here. Great late night reading material. We are not going to cover for the sake of time and attention span. And if you're still listening, good on you. Good on you. Sabrina in our office is an insurance ninja. She is the AFFCU dedicated account manager. Great questions for her would be, is this doctor in network? Is this bill that I just got accurate? I don't like anything that was said in that video. It was just a complete waste of time. She takes those complaints all the time. Any compliments, you can just call me. I'm sitting here. I'm right in downtown San Antonio right now. You call me. But thanks for hanging on. We also have a listing of all the different vendors, but Sabrina can help troubleshoot anything from the beginning to end that's in this presentation. Thanks very much and enjoy your day. All right, bye-bye.